Good morning, dear people. Today's quote is: if the stars shine in darkness, view your problems as darkness to keep shining. But today, that's not the only thing I have on the platter. I also have, a poem I got this weekend from my personal archives. I wrote, long, long ago. As my father used to say, long, long ago, before the days of King Mushushu, when he was telling us stories and when we were young. And okay, so the title of the poem is This Feeling. This is actually where Luyolo Quotes comes from, from poetry. The poems that he used to write, I decided to cut them and make them to quotes, rather than making a poem, but writing poetry. So it's a different thing. So it goes, this feeling. I feel you don't feel how I feel. Every time I close my eyes, I visualize this ravaging petite lady of the light, infusing me to understand her state of rightness, to instigate a plural arrangement with this system. I feel you don't feel how I feel. Every time I try to conceptualize a new idea, I only think of her as my dear. Oh, this makes me shed a tear because it keeps me in a state of fear. I feel you don't feel how I feel. Every time my blood circulates, I sense tension due to the state of communication concerning this correlation between I and this admiration. I feel you don't feel how I feel. Every time I write a verse, it comes out versus my state of continuity and this voluptuous process of predominance and nostalgia. Thus, the pun is suppressed by this low tone of voice. I feel you don't feel how I feel. Every time I call to cultivate a different vision to move further, I'm captivated by the thoughts of this monarch of my dreams to re-establish this castle of honor. I feel you don't feel how I feel. Every time I recall to tag her, she relentlessly untucked herself from this amazing story about to reach the climax. I feel you don't feel how I feel. From now on, when I see you, I'll pretend as if I never shared a chat with you until you admit and submit to this plea of true reliance, to this commitment of no return. I fear you don't fear how I fear. You know what? I feel you don't fear how I feel. Right. Thank you very much for paying attention and watching. So every week I will be adding, you know, a little bit of poetry onto at least once a week. It would be a love poetry and and a poetry, success, very future visions and all that, and so forth. I wrote about many things about brands and whatsoever. So watch the space. You will love it, I tell you. And even those who don't like quotes that much, they might fall for poetry. So enjoy your day, good people. Bye.